Hey everybody, Kim here with Little Biz Resources. And since that's really for the benefit of the replay, since we just got started, I am going to go into the pages real quick. Little Biz Resources. And hopefully we are live. Let's see if this is going to work, right? We're going to share this into the Facebook group. Share their group. Oops. Type around my microphone. I think they can't do it on here, but
I'm at the river.
Says, I'm sorry, my daughter's in the background for those who are on the replay because nobody's on live yet. At least that's what it says. So anyway, let me go ahead and share this in there. So we're live. Come ask questions. We do this every week, every Thursday. I'm going to do this with updates and everything. And this week's going to be a little bit different because I did something different. So I'll tell you all about it in just a moment. So come ask questions, and we're going to post that and then we're going to hop over to the group real quick. And that's because we did have a question, and I want to make sure I remember what it was. So groups. All right. So let's go ahead. See, it's live in there now. And we have got, all right. So this is a video, by the way, just as a quick update that I did an overview of 9 services that you can start selling within 24 hours or less, no experience required. Okay. Now, a lot of people who offer services think that that's silly, but if you've never offered services and you are, oh, there we go. She had a question about Tailwind. Okay. So we'll do that one in a minute. Oops, not app. It's Tailwind app. All right. So let's just open that up so I can, I don't know if I'm going to leave that open or not. We'll close it. Okay. So let's start with the free ebook. It is almost done. I had added an entire, well, like a section and a half to it, right? So I was going to just do something simple, and then I was going to make it like 5 pages and then just release it. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make it. I'm going to add in the second section, which was, by the way, as a spoiler alert, the 9 services. I talk about that a little bit in there, actually a lot in there. And then I said, well, you know what? We need to add in one more section to kind of make this complete, right? So I added in that 3rd section. So it's still supposed to be an overview. The ebook is an overview. It's to get, ideas flowing, get you thinking, start to let you see the math behind it and realize that this is a very viable potential, right? $10,000 per month with only 10 sales. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody's going to accomplish that or everybody's going to even take action, but at least it'll get you thinking. And part of what kind of got me interested in this was, well, I should say something that was kind of motivating me on the other aspects of the book, and I kind of tweaked a little bit, was there's a book that my daughter has that says, how to make money for kids or something. And inside of it was a list of things that they could do. And every single suggestion was an exchange of their time for money. Every single suggestion. And I said, I get that is the most, the largest options. But I feel like, especially for me, I want to teach my daughter that it's not all about exchanging your time for money, right? Maybe you want to do more than, maybe that's all you want to do is like, hey, take out the trash, get $1 or something, right? I don't know. That's kind of up to what you want to do. But I want to teach her to set up recurring things like writing ebooks, or in her case, she wants to do videos. And I'm like, see, that's something that can be recurring, especially if it's not something that's just for that day. It's something that somebody can watch later on. Right. So she wants to be a gamer, a YouTube gamer. So I have an 8-year-old that wants to be a gamer. Yay. I am not. I play like one game on the computer. So, and I play it almost every day with my brother and my sister, but as all adults, we tend to look at things a little differently when we're playing that game rather than how an 8-year-old is. So it's interesting to hear the things that she wants to do. Anyway, so that kind of got me into thinking about it. And so there's added in a little section kind of oriented more towards that in there to help you see how you can make $10,000 a month with only 10 sales. So that's the ebook. If you are interested in the ebook, it's free, at least for now, and you can sign up. You can see the link here if you want to, but I'll also have the link in the description on both Facebook and YouTube. And then I will also be pasting all over the place because, but it's not quite ready. I have to finish formatting it, right? So I have like one more section to finish writing. And then I'm also waiting for feedback on the resources. There's a resource section in one part, and I checked the links and none of them work. It's not my fault. It would be the whoever programmed that on their end. I'm like, this doesn't work right. So I have a message into them, but I don't think it's going to get fixed anytime soon. So we might have to just remove that and find other resources later. But for now, there's plenty of resources in there to get people started. And this is, it's free. It's a free ebook to get people started. So if you're interested, you can get that. Now, something else I want to talk about was I posted this in the Facebook group, but I have been testing Pinterest for a long time now. For those of you who don't know, I've been playing with Pinterest for a couple of years, and I recently joined a Pinterest training, and even there was a big algorithm change about a month and a half ago when Pinterest knocked out everybody's accounts. And when they did that, the algorithm shifted. So now it's like you pin something and you don't see any views. So it was funny because I logged in the other day and this is what I saw. Okay, this is one of my newer accounts, I should say. I have another one that gets lots of views, lots of impressions and clicks, just not to my stuff because I don't have a whole lot of my stuff on it. It was just purely for testing. And the one thing I was like, okay, I'm going to start with my own account. I'm going to focus on providing links, because what's the point of spending a ton of time on a platform if you're not promoting your stuff, right? And this is the challenge we've had with social media, is that they want you to be social, but if you're a business, you don't have time to be social. So what are the strategies you can use to get more impressions, to get more clicks, etc.? So the rumor has been, since that algorithm change about a month and a half ago, I guess it was maybe a month ago, I don't know. Anyway, whenever they have that big thing, is that idea pins, that Pinterest wants idea pins. And idea pins are a little bit different on Pinterest because, I should say a little bit different, but Instagram has something similar. And I don't know if Facebook does or not, now that I think about that. But anyway, so idea pins on Pinterest are literally video pins, which you can create inside Pinterest with just like slideshow or whatever if you want to. You can use Canva, you can use lots of different things, but they're basically video pins that don't go anywhere, right? So they don't link. They're just something to give people ideas. Okay. So if you think about that, what that says is that Pinterest is doing the same thing as every other social media platform, which this was inevitable, and they want more people to stay on their platform longer. Why? And this goes for every single social media platform out there, especially if they have ads on there, right? If they monetize their monetize their program, so if Facebook monetizes with ads, I think even Twitter monetizes with ads, and LinkedIn monetizes with ads, and Pinterest monetizes with ads, Instagram monetizes with ads. So they can't show you ads if you're not on their platform. And because of that, they want you on their platform because they can show you more ads and they can collect more money. Okay. And they also collect more data and everything else of that. So idea pins, the concept behind that is, hey, generate a pin that gives people ideas because it's keeping them on our platform more, and you'll get rewarded with, impressions and everything. So this was an idea pin that I posted right here. In fact, it was really cute. Let me see if I can get to it because it's really cute. My daughter loved it. She thought it was just amazing. And so this is my little idea pin right here. Let's see if I can get it to open up. Yeah. So some see a weed, some see a wish. What do you see? So I have a video playing inside. I use Canva, by the way, guys. I use Canva on this. And I recommend lots of different software programs for doing this to test different ways. You're going to get different people doing different things. Right. So this one that's all it does. Right. And then so you can watch it again. But there's nowhere to put like a description or anything else. You can put a caption, I believe. But here, let me see if I pull this out so I don't have all the data attached to it. Yeah, so this is all you see. So you don't really get a description. You don't, what is this? This is interesting too. Photoshop tutorial. This has nothing to do with any of it. That's hilarious. I don't know why any of these must be just linked to my channel in general. So I would want to, this is inside a specific board that I have. They actually put it here, explore quotes by genres. So, and then these must be the genres that they're in. So, but it's, you know, did it quick in Canva, didn't take me very long. I took this video is actually off of Pixabay, which is free. So everything I did on here is completely free. Now, the challenge with idea pins, besides the fact that you have no link, so you could get creative, right? You could have this go, and you can have it go longer. I think idea pins can be quite a bit longer, but I just wanted to do something quick. So let's say that you could say free ebook, right? And then say go to, and then have a shortened URL, right? Like I have one that's Kim Tips, I think. And so kimtips.com/ebook, right? I could do that and then have them just type it. They would just have to type it in. But you want to make it short if you do that. So that's something that you can do with idea pins. I don't know how many people are going to type it in because a lot of times the idea pins are being shown to people who aren't going to take action in the first place. Because the people who are going to take action, they're getting the ads. So the idea pins are to help fill in content, right? But Pinterest has an emphasis on them. So not only does our idea pins preferred, but the other element that I saw, so let's get out of this, is that I came down, I said, okay, so idea pins, that was on the 21st. So what was that, 5 days ago? So let's just do last 7 days. So you can see it jumped up on impressions and then kind of slowed back down. So just that day, I got a lot more impressions. But here's the thing. Look at the impressions. So let's go by, can I go by pins? By pins, okay? So this one, yes, I have the most impressions here. But if you look, I had 17 impressions for here, which I haven't had 17 impressions. In fact, they're hardly ever showing it. So what they're doing is that when you're doing an idea pin, so this is why you need to do them regularly. When you do an idea pin, it's boosting your other pins as well. And not just new stuff. This one right here is an old pin. I mean, I'm not sure if it tells you anymore when it pinned. No, I don't think it does. Oh, see, and somebody else saved this. So that's another thing is that if you get people who are saving your pins, you're going to get activity with it. So if you're doing Pinterest and you're not getting traffic, this is why. If you're not doing idea pins. Now, so that's the one challenge is that, hey, there's no link. Second challenge is you can't use any software programs to schedule to it that I'm aware of. So like I have Tailwind and I can schedule. It does not let you schedule idea pins. So you have to load them yourself. And I believe you can still, and I don't have an idea pin ready right now, which I will eventually, but for right now I don't. I have a video pin that I need to do that I could post. I could show that in Tailwind in just a minute, but I want to make sure. So you can go to create, you can say create idea pin. And so this is what's nice about idea pins is that you can come in here and you can drag and drop images and videos, and you can have a couple of them, right? So add up to 20 images or videos. And then they kind of give you some guidelines here. And so let's just check and see how long can idea pins on Pinterest be? That's not proper grammar. 60 seconds. So up to 60 seconds. That's consistent with, I believe the Instagram Reels now. I think those might be 15 and 30 seconds, not up to 60 seconds. So you have to go there. I have a whole thing on this started. Eventually I'll release that. But so 30 seconds or less for reel pins, 60 seconds or less here, 60 seconds or less for YouTube shorts. TikTok, I think, is 60 seconds or less or something. I think they changed that more recently. So I don't know. I know nothing about TikTok. So because of this, you can literally create one that goes across channels. So I did find something else about Instagram Reels, by the way. So Instagram Reels, let's see if I can get into that. They are in a different section. So we're going to go into mine here and you can see where I have posts. And now if you don't see somebody that has Reels here, it's because they're not posting Reels. But look at the image that you see right here for your post. They're square, right? So it doesn't matter like how big it is, it's square. So if you want somebody to come in and look through your posts, you need to make a square image. Now, reels are meant to be, and say I did the same thing. I listed it as put it up here as a reel as well. Same video, right? Because it was under 30 seconds. So I did this one here as well and also got a boost. Now, I didn't get a whole bunch of activity on this one, but I got a boost in other posts where people, commented. I got a bunch of direct message stuff now, which is mostly spam, but hey, it's activity, right? So Instagram is also focusing on reels. Now, they announced that this back in like August 2020, and they've said multiple times, we prefer reels. Same thing, can't link, right? So you can, though, tell people to go to the link in your bio. So if your link in your bio is like mine, so mine it matches my posts, right? If you look at my posts here, you can see that here are the posts and it says tap for video. So if somebody comes in here and they see this post, they can go, oh, look, that's the one I want to go to. I don't know why that's being all weird. But the same thing, right? So here's like a free ebook they can go to and everything. So they can come in here if they see this specific Instagram post and they come in here. But this is a tailwind feature, and you cannot link to reels. You cannot schedule to reels or post to reels from anywhere. But I mean, like, there's one app that claims, and I tested it, that they're like, oh yeah, you can schedule reels. You can't. All they do is you can basically sync it with your computer, so you can do it on the computer. But you know what? I can use a Google Docs or Google Drive or whatever to hold my videos and just do it. So you're going to have to, Reels is another one that's restricted. So all of these new resources that are coming out that are like preferred, they are pushing it back to manual. They don't want the automation, right? They're all basically saying this. We don't want the automation. They're going to give it to us eventually. They'll eventually let us have automation. But in the meantime, we're kind of stuck. So Instagram Reels, same thing. I saw some activity after posting it. Challenge with Reels: if you post a reel, you can also put it on your posts, but in that case, you're going to want your initial content to be kind of centered in the middle, like in this size here. And I'm not really sure, I can't remember what the size is, but if you go to Canva, you can at least see some of the dimensions. And you go to Instagram, let's go post, and you kind of scroll over it. They're doing a square, so they're saying 1080 by 1080. Now, if you want to make video pins that are square, that's fine. In fact, I would say this is probably why it's more effective square. I was always wondering, I'm not really huge on Instagram, and nobody ever explains these things when you take a course. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, yeah, this is why you want square, so they can come in here and see everything. Otherwise, you need to focus your content. Like this one's not focused in the middle, right? I don't think it is. Oh yeah, it is. It's just the arm is there. And I think you can do some other things too. Like you can have like other images and things. I was just using scheduling tools, and so it does it a little bit different. But when you're posting straight to Instagram, you get a little bit more options. So this is Instagram still viable. I don't know. I mean, I've gotten more followers. I had 9, I think, last week, and I haven't really posted anything this week other than I think that reel at the beginning of the week. So posting the reels does help. It obviously boosts activity to your entire channel. And if you get a good reel, people are going to go to your page and they're going to look at your other stuff. So it's worth taking a look at your Instagram feed and saying, well, what do I have on here? Do I need to remove anything that's not valid? And if, of course, people can go to your reels, they have IGTVs. I don't even have IGTV. I have nothing here, right? These are supposed to be video ones, but I haven't even done any, like I've done posts instead. So I have to test that one too and see if that'll get a better reach as well. But I think a combination of all of these, same thing with Pinterest, right? Image pins have almost the least visibility until you start doing something else. My video pins have like no visibility, and they're supposed to be better than image pins. But I think that goes back in part, I only have a handful of video pins. So if they're picking whatever they're picking to show, right? Whatever they're picking is these, they're going, okay, hey, these are the ones that we're going to be showing for whatever reason. And that's just how they're picking it. So we don't know which ones. You just got to put stuff on there and hope for the best. But the more idea pins, the more reels that you put out there, the more your other stuff gets visible as well. So that's kind of a weird combination that you kind of have to do both, but you should dedicate it. I would say some people are saying that to get visibility now on Instagram, you need to have 5 reels a day. That's ridiculous. But for 15 seconds, I'm going to show you guys a real quick cheat to make it, if you wanted to make it into a reel. So we're going to go into Canva. We're going to pull up one of my things I've been working on. So I have a design here. This is a pin size, which I do the pin sizes that are 1080 by 1920, so full screen. And so let's say that I'm like, you know what? I want to turn this into a 15-second reel, but I don't want to have to do anything else. I just want to make it into a video. This is a real quick way to do it, right? Click here, go to animate. So I'm on the text. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to check these. There's typewriter. I think burst is really similar. It's a little bit better. So we'll do burst. And we're going to do, see, they're taking some of these away. There was more than this before. So some of these that they're switching to page animations. Ooh, see, you can do some pretty fun stuff. Element. So we'll just do breathe. So now I can come in here and it says it's 5 seconds. Let's take off that. Where is my, so I'm on the background now, and I'm going to change this to 15 seconds. Enter. For some reason, whenever I do it, I do it. So now 15 seconds. It's going to take 15 seconds to type this out though. So sometimes if you're like, hey, that's taking too long, you could just add the page, or actually let's delete this. Let's duplicate the page, right? And then we're going to take this one and we're going to take the burst off. We're saying none. And so we leave this one, but we're not going to make it 15 seconds. We're going to make it 7 seconds. And then we're going to let it sit here, and we're going to let that still breathe so it's still animated technically, even though I don't think you need to worry about that. Why are you not working? Okay. And then we'll make it 8 seconds. And now we have a 15-second video where we hit, it's going to type it out. So that is, I took a pin, right, in Canva. I created the pin in Canva, and I just turned it into a video pin. And or so I can now use this on Pinterest as a video pin, or as, you know, if I wanted to put it as an idea pin, I could, though I would probably say some sort of call to action in there. And, you know, things like that, just got to start thinking creatively on ways that you can just take something and make it really easily. So now you've turned it into a lot of different things. Now there is a software program I'm playing with that'll let me do image-based on multiple platforms, which would be great for your call to actions that you need to put in there regularly, right? Especially on Facebook and Instagram. So I need to finish like playing with it because I couldn't get it to go past loading my logo because they're on launch week and everything. So I'm going to play with it a little bit more before I share that. But Canva is free. I've used the free version. I've never paid for it. The only thing I would caution is that I already see Canva as they add more features, they're taking away some of the other stuff. Like I was trying to put a frame around one of them, and I went into the elements and I use, what is it called? Is it lines and shapes? Yeah, I think it is lines and shapes. So I was trying to do like one of these that were like rectangle, and whichever one I'd used before, and it was taken away and put into Pro. So now I have to try to find a different one that I was always using. And I'm like, man, that's kind of unfortunate. You know, you'd think that if you're used to using it, that it would be able to be used again, but they removed it. Sorry, my daughter is there. She is on with her cousin. All right, so I think if anybody, I do show people on, and I don't know how to get the comments to me. So if you're on and you want me to invite you on, let me know, and I will see if I can figure out how to do that. In the meantime, let me go ahead and show how to do a Tailwind. So this is for Pinterest. So I'm going to go into the publisher, and I actually have this one scheduled way down here. And I had the one earlier today was a video pin that I should actually probably see what I posted. So I don't post the same one, huh? This is why you can schedule it out and do it. So I did, let's go saved all. And then, so this is the one that I just did, was 9 services. You can see that that's a little video pin. But since I now know that video pins are not getting me the kind of traffic that I had hoped they would, I'm going to go back. I'm not going to worry too much. Again, it's going to be a combo of them, right? You're going to want to do a combination of different things. But now I know that's the one, so I can come into my downloads. And actually, let's not do that. Let's not do a custom one. Let's just go to, I just posted this. So 9 services you can start selling within 24 hours or less, right? So this complements that video. And this is actually going to be, I have an ad blocker on. This is going to be the page that compiles everything. So I have like all the different services, and each one's going to have a different video. We're going to have, this video is going to be coming out hopefully in the next couple days. It's just a really bad weekend. I've got my husband's. Oh, hey, Marjorie. Yeah, you're right. And I wasn't looking at that screen, so that doesn't help either. She said it takes a bit for me to see. So yeah, there is a delay. There's a delay on any of the streaming platforms. So it doesn't matter which one you get. I will say that I need to play more with StreamYard because I want to schedule stuff more. And their instructions are old, so I have to play with it a little bit. But because I do like the scheduling idea, so that way I can just have it advanced. People can know, they can bookmark it, they can do whatever they want. But anyway, so this will have a little bit of information, and a lot of this stuff is going to be in that ebook, by the way, but the ebook's going to be done first before this page is done, because this is going to have all the videos. So it's supposed to complement it and be like a secondary way to bring people in. And of course, I can't put all of the information into one book. So if people are like, hey, I want more information on how to create an app, they can go to this page, or they can go straight to the video and they can watch it when it's to that point. So I'm going to release the ebook, and then I'll have to do an update afterwards as more stuff gets released. So, but here I've already created some pins. Now this one will auto pin because I think I have an RSS feed still hooked up, and I got to track it down and delete it. But we can go ahead and we just did a video version of this one. So I'm going to come to, that one's actually done. So we'll come here. And because you can see down here where I have, this says schedule and create. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule it in Tailwind. Full screen that. And then I can type a board name. Right. And so I already have the video one oh, actually, I take that back. I can actually put it in the same one. So I put it in ways to make money, but the other one goes to YouTube. So even though it's a similar pin, this one's going to my website. Right. And then you would want to put something in here. Now, ideally, you've done all of your SEO research and everything else, but honestly, I am kind of calling BS on this. You can do as much SEO research as you want, but if Pinterest isn't going to show it to people, then you've wasted all your time doing that. So yes, it's a good idea to include the keywords and everything, but I don't have any specific keywords for this. I was just doing this to complement the ebook. Right. So this is going to be, are you looking to promote online services? Take a look at these 9 services you can learn and start selling within 24 hours. You do not need hashtags anymore. In fact, Pinterest says don't use hashtags anymore. So they are ignoring them. So hashtags on Pinterest are out. But you could do something like start your own online business and make money tomorrow. That's not true. That's not true. I'm not gonna say that. And start making money. And start making money as soon as tomorrow. Right. And then you may even want to put an action. So follow the link for more details. Okay. So we've got that in there, and you can also add it to if you're in they call them communities now, these be called tribes. But which is always a weird word to me. People are always like, what? A what? A tribe? What's a tribe? I mean, what is that? And yeah, apparently the cultural insensitivity did finally catch up to them. And so they pulled that and called it communities now. So communities it is. You can add it to a community. And now what's nice, when you have it scheduled, it would be like, oh, well, we're just going to throw it into the communities, and somebody else would pin it before you. And now it's not your pin. And they're like, that's wrong. So now when you say add it to communities, you can say add to communities after published, which is nice. So if I want to add to communities after published, I'm not in any in this one. So I have to actually get back into them. I have to find new communities. The ones I were in, they all went inactive for some reason. Like it's all just spammers in there now. So, and I think that's in part because, there's no benefit to sharing other people's content now, right? There's a benefit to have your content shared, but there's no benefit to you in sharing people's content. So a lot of people are like, wait, if I'm not going to benefit by sharing people's content, then I'm not going to share people's content. So that reduced significantly. So it's really tough with Pinterest making these changes. You're going, wait a second, they're basically focusing on organic. We want you to be organic. And that pushes you to having to pay for ads. That was their whole model. That's what they've been pushing for. It's inevitable. They all do this. So, all right. So I'm going to say add to queue now. Now for me, mine's already scheduled up to be, what was that? Did something just fall behind me? That was weird. Some weird sound. So I'm going to go back in and say, go to scheduled posts. And now here it is right there. It's going to be for Friday. Now I have mine set up to be 2 per day. You can come in here and change so you add or remove time slots. Come on, I clicked the button. And you can like pause all posts. You can generate a new smart schedule. So the times that they've picked are based on your specific account, right? So like your followers and everything else. If you're new, this is probably just going to be a guess and based on the timing that they have from Pinterest and data that they have collectively overall. But you can come in, you can add more if you want to. If you know that, if you're like, hey, you know what, I noticed that on Thursdays I get more, you can come in here and click and add more. And what I would recommend doing is so you need to keep your pinning. If you haven't pinned for a while, you need to keep your pinning to a minimum, which is why I'm not going to be off of 2 pins a day for a while, because I can't get 2 pins per day regularly. The big thing is that if you want to pin 10 pins a day, you have to build to that. If you are like, hey, I want to just pin 10 pins at once, you could be flagged for spam. We don't know the number, to be honest. It could be 100, it could be 200. I have never done anything wrong on this account, and it's the one that got caught up in that last closure. I've never done anything wrong. I've done everything 100% Pinterest approved. And so it doesn't seem to matter. They're going to eventually flag your account for one reason or another. And I think that's their way of pushing through and finding the people who are just automating everything and not like monitoring their emails and stuff. They're like, okay, it's not a real account then. If we can't notify you and get you to come back on. Because here's the thing is I'm scheduling all this stuff, but I'm not going on Pinterest and finding things. So they want me off of Pinterest because they want me engaged on Pinterest and making them money. I'm not making them money. Well, I guess I could be if I'm doing good content. So, but now that my account's been through that, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be exempt from the next time they do a no nonsense. We're just flagging all the accounts that haven't been done before or whatever falls into their parameters at the time. So if your account gets shut down, just make sure you keep an eye on your email because you need to click that link within 7 days. You'll probably get it back unless you're legitimately doing something wrong. But video pins, image pins, and then idea pins. You need to be trying to do idea pins. You can't schedule idea pins here, but you can do video and you can just say create new pin and you can upload if you want to do a fresh one, or you could do exactly what I just did and you can schedule from a specific page. So like what I do now on my pages is that I create the pins, like the images in the pin form, right? So I'm like, okay, there's one, I have this one that I can do. I have this one that I can do. I have all of these that I can do. Now I can just come in here and schedule them straight out simply because I've already created them. And that's a lot of pins back to this page, but that's okay because it's ideal for me to be able to have a lot of different pins and a lot of different variation. So different angles to bring people in. So hopefully that helps. I know Marjorie, you had asked about scheduling. So hopefully that helps you understand a little bit about Tailwind and why I like it, right? Because you can schedule on Pinterest manually. It's just kind of a pain, one, and two, Tailwind just makes it so much easier. And the fact that you can literally schedule out, indefinitely, pretty much. Right. So the other thing is that Tailwind has, I think you can get, I can't remember how many pins per month that you can do. You can do quite a few on the free version without having to upgrade. So, do the trial, test it out, and then, and I'll include a link in the description for anybody who's interested. But you can schedule out, I think you could do 1 or 2 a day at least without having to pay for Tailwind yet. Right. So that would get you that. And then since you can't do idea pins, you do your 1 or 2 idea pins a week. And, some of the things that I thought of for idea pins are like if I'm doing, let's come back to my main page real quick. Sorry, scrolling fast-ish. So let's come back to my main page here. So I have one that is like this one. So I have an Appamize review, right? So in it, I talked about like 4 different elements about apps. So if those match my keywords and I found out that, hey, people are looking for how to make an app or whatever, I can, in fact, I think I did do that, where I created a pin that says how to create an app. Okay, so I have a client who has a Tailwind account, but I didn't see how to find it in his account when I was posting, so I would manual schedule. Okay, so you have a client. So what they have to do, I can't remember how to do this since I don't have anybody that manages mine. They need to somehow add you to their, yeah, they have to add you as a team member. So invited collaborator. And then you can access it. That's how so they'll have to do that. And then you'll be able to get into their Tailwind account and manage it for you. Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure what that word was, Marjorie, but I figured that it wasn't so critical, but yeah, wound up. Okay. All right. So that is the updates. So we got the ebook update. We've got Pinterest. That's a really critical thing. I mean, to understand that idea pins are that powerful right now. And that's the thing about the marketing, right? You got to find out what's working right now. Idea pins are working right now. So let them help you drive traffic to your other pins as well. So schedule out what you can. And here's the thing is that regular pins seem to be taking, I don't know, people are saying maybe a couple of months before they get any traction. And so, I mean, think about that. That one that I showed you that I said it was old. I think it's like a year old and all of a sudden it's being shown, but it wasn't back then. So it's weird because it is. That's just weird. That isn't consistent with what Pinterest originally wanted or what Pinterest even says. Oh, we want fresh pins. Well, if you're not going to show the fresh pins to anybody for 6 months, they're not exactly fresh anymore. So that I anticipate that's going to change again. But right now they're really pushing idea pins. So if you're on Pinterest, idea pins are something that is critical. So then the other update that I have, since I can't find I didn't record the requirements for last week. I didn't have time. I was working on this. So the other thing that I was working on is the affiliate course, which is mostly done. It just I need to load up a little bit more stuff. And that one actually, I will need to do a link to it as well, but it's going to be /affiliate-marketing-course. Right. And so what happens is you come in here and again, I have to add some images in here still. That's an ad and it's ad blocker. This is a video I had that's an overview of affiliate marketing. And I'm probably going to have to put some more instructions on here to say here, and because it says below this is a locked section. So the course is actually down here. And I'm probably going to put like a big old picture that says free affiliate marketing course with arrows pointing down to this. And then they enter their information. So we'll say, Kim, this does not work right now, so don't do it yet. So it would come in here and you say access. Oh, maybe it does work. Anyway, so then you click this and then I can't remember what happens. Let me see. I don't want it to be all messed up. Yeah. So then when you click it, it'll give you this little message. Thanks for subscribing. We've sent you an email. You don't get an email yet. I don't have that set up yet. So don't do this yet. But then what'll happen is it'll give you a code and then you come and you put the code in here and then it'll open up the course. So it's basically content locked. Now, I haven't quite decided if I'm going to take this off or not and just leave it as the course on here because it might be a little bit confusing. But at the same time, I don't care because it's a free course and this isn't ultimately where it's going to end up in the very, very long run. But probably for the next several months, this is where it'll be. And then eventually I'll be like, okay, to access the course, go here. But for now, it's free course. There's some stuff I have to update. Things are changing so fast as far as marketing goes, not as far as affiliate marketing goes, that I have to like swap out videos and stuff. So I'm probably just gonna put the free stuff in here and then people need to hop into the Facebook group and ask questions, right? Because that's the only way to find out what's working right this second. Because from week to week, this seems to be changing on how fast, 1 week it's Pinterest, the next week it's Instagram making changes, then it's YouTube, then it's, LinkedIn, and then it's something else. So there's a lot of different, just rapid changes going on. All right. So I didn't get to make any notes or anything. Those are the only ones I remember. So like I said, there's a couple of things. If you sign up for the ebook, and that's it just won't, you won't get an email yet. I'm going to send it there. It'll be later this afternoon. I'm going to set it up so you get initial email, but this will be released by the 31st. So like I said, I'm hoping this weekend, but it's a lot of, not necessarily a lot of formatting. I need to test everything and make sure it's working right. And then the ebook's going to be nice and pretty. It's going to be a lot longer than I initially expected, but it'll be good. I have a lot of information. It's be kind of like a reference. So if you're like, hey, I offer services and I'm going to start here. I'm going to maybe add this one. And then a month from now, you're like, okay, hey, I want to add this one. And you can go back to it and add another one. So the idea behind it is that it can be a nice reference or resource. And I wonder why it did. Oh, no, it did it to both. That's so cool. So that is, anyway, so that's to sign up for the ebook, but you won't get an initial email yet because I don't have that. Normally it would be set up to an auto email, but like 2 minutes before I started the video, I was still integrating this. So when you put this in, it'll redirect you to a thank you page. Eventually that thank you page will turn into more instructions. And then I have to decide on where I'm putting the ebook for download and everything else. So still a little bit to do for that. And I'm hoping to have it published and ready to go like I said, this weekend, but my husband's birthday is tomorrow. Our anniversary is on Saturday. Sunday's always kind of a crazy day. And then Monday's always crazy. So that kind of leaves us right there at the 31st. So, but I'll keep working on it. I've been working on it every single day. I run upstairs and I grab some stuff. My husband goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm working hard on this. I'm like, but it's kind of like I turned it from this tiny ebook to this huge project. This is the Kim style. Don't do it that way if you can avoid it. Kim likes to make things so much harder. So anyway, so Marjorie, did I miss any of the questions? I showed you Tailwind. We talked about that. We talked a little bit about Canva, which I had mentioned, not necessarily to you, but in the group. I talked about Pinterest, which I talked about in the group. Is there anything that I missed that I should be talking about? There was a question about Rewardsly on my YouTube channel, but I do not have enough time to pull that up yet. I'll probably do a separate video on that one. And I feel like I should be playing music in the background because there is definitely a delay. Like, so for those who haven't joined the Facebook group, we have a Facebook group and you just go to fb.com/groups/littlebizresources and it'll take you there. Then you can sign in or sign up. Now I changed it because I'm moving the affiliate marketing course out of it. So it's no longer an opt-in. And the reason why we had it as an opt-in originally was because we had the affiliate marketing course and I wanted to be able to tell you when there were updates. But then I was like, you know what, since I'm moving it out because I can't do links in Facebook, that we're going to go ahead and change it so that I changed the questions to this. So why do you want to join the group? And the reason why we asked that is because, or I say we as in I, for now, Chrissy's trying to come in, but she's getting to her busy season. So it's going to be harder. She's still doing Etsy stuff and we'll probably do an Etsy update soon. I'll probably have her on asking her questions and stuff. And then of course you have to agree not to promote stuff, which I swear so many people join. And then that's the first thing they do. They put up some picture that says, call me if you want these services. And I'm like, ban. Because they're not going to do anything else. And then I put links to the affiliate marketing course and the other free training. So I changed this up for those who, care. And if you were like, hey, I'm not going in because I don't want to provide my email, you don't have to anymore. Now you can join the Facebook group without providing your email. I just want to know what you want me to tell you, what we want to talk about. Now, Facebook, for those of you who do join the Facebook group, if you're like, hey, I'm making all my updates from there. No, you're not. Because the Facebook group, just like Facebook pages, has minimized their reach. So if you're not engaged in a Facebook group on a regular basis, if you're not going into it and doing stuff, then you're not going to get notifications. In fact, I go to it every day. And Marjorie, you're one that tagged me. And I went, what the heck? I never got any notifications about this. They can notify me about a bunch of stuff I have no interest in. I never go to the marketplace. Never. And I get multiple notifications about the marketplace and brand new stuff in there. And I'm like, why? I don't want it. And yet they give that to me all the time, but they can't give me notifications about when people actually tag me in my own group. So the reach is obviously going shorter and shorter and shorter. And it's making it very difficult because if I come in to the page, it goes in the order of most recently. Like, so this is, Is that now? I guess so, huh? So that's this is the most current, right? So then it goes into, this is the next most current. And then if there's somebody comments on something, it'll kick it up, right? So this one isn't necessarily in the next order. So this is the 24th to the 18th and then to the 24th again, right? So this is because we commented on this. And so it pushed it back up to the top. So it's really hard when you come in here, if you're not getting told that you're getting tagged. I would have to come in here and look through every single thing to see what's going on. And it's difficult to do that. So the forums were useful for a reason, but they weren't as easy to access. And I think that forum capability, even then, it's still hard. You still have to organize stuff. And if you got thousands of people, I don't have thousands of people. When I get to that point, we'll have to find a solution, right? I'll have to hire people to do stuff. So anyway, so that's it. That's all I want to talk about today. Already at 45 minutes. So Marjorie, I would love to have you. You don't have to do it here, but I'd love to have you. In fact, why don't we do an Etsy thing? I'll reach out to you, Marjorie, or post a question in the Facebook group for you about what day would be best to do maybe like a on thing where we can talk about, how you're doing with Etsy, how things are going, because I know Chrissy and I have both, there's this big change with Star Seller coming right at the end of the month. So September 1st, Star Seller, and there's, I'm sure there's questions that people have and we can, go over stuff like that. So I'm going to make it separate from our regular lives because this already has enough going on as it is. So we'll do an Etsy update hopefully next week sometime, but let me touch base with my sister and then I'll put some dates in the group if that sounds good.
I want to play, but I can't play it until my mommy's done.
And yes, my daughter is complaining that I am too loud for her. Do you want to tell a joke? Do you want to tell a joke?
Yeah.
Go find your joke book then.
No, I got a joke right up my sleeve.
Right up your sleeve. She got a joke right up her sleeve. Okay, so come here. Come tell a joke real quick before I get off. That's what we should make a channel on. You just telling jokes. Of course, remember, she's 8. Okay. You can just talk into this.
Okay. What does it mean when your ear is very itchy?
What does it mean when your ear is very itchy? All right, Marjorie. What does it mean? I don't know. Wait, hold on. Give her a second to respond. There's a delay.
Okay.
So in the meantime, while she's putting her guess in or saying I don't know or whatever. So are you having fun right now? You're just waiting for me to get off so you can play with your cousin?
Yeah, but Tristan wants to watch YouTube for a little bit.
Oh, he wants to watch YouTube for a little bit right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know how long this delay is, though. So she says somebody's talking about you. So what does it mean?
It means it's irritated.
Okay, say it. Say the answer.
It means it's irritated.
You're so funny.
And I just created that all on my own.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
When my ear was so itchy.
Girl, it's irritated.
I'm like, boom. I know exactly what the word is.
That's awesome. So that's a good little joke there. That was a Cassandra joke, 100%. So there you go, Marjorie. If your ear is itchy, it's irritated. All right. Well, thanks for coming on. I'll see you in the group. Like I said, we'll try to do a live. I'll touch base with Chrissy and see what day we can do something where we get together and we'll just all be on so we can all ask questions and talk about it and discuss any challenges. So, make a list of stuff because it's good timing. We're coming right into the holidays. It'll be really good timing and it'll be great for everybody who's out there who's selling on Etsy. So thanks again for coming, Marjorie. And if there was anybody else on as well, because I know I have another device on. It's not showing that it's live. My device does not say, it says 1 on here, but it should say at least 2, right? So you gotta love that technology. So anyway, thanks again for coming. I will post all these links all over the place. So feel free to sign up when you are ready and expect the ebook next week. And the affiliate marketing course by Sunday will be completely done by Sunday. So that is it. And thank you again. And if you are watching this on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and tell your friends because we're here to stay. Thanks.